And also, I guess BA is coming up, right? Captain Kim, come on up. You're on the other side. You might as well bring the sergeant too. Lieutenant. You. Hey, Paul. Who else from SF Calls? Hey, Lily Lowe. Come on up, Lily. Gotta feel this out. May. Go. Hey, Diana, you just come on up. Yeah, good, Rex, right? Rex, come on up, Rex. Amy. So what we're doing is a lecture of a lot of the community leaders, Chonai officers, San Francisco Commissioner, a few of the victims, and also we have Carl Chan from Oakland, who's the president of Chinatown Chambers of Commerce. Do we have also Carl's up here?
And then Nancy Wall for Chinese social. Nancy, are you up there?
Oh, it's really nice.
Hey, Esther, you're on translate. Esther, where's Leon? Leon, that's the translator. Okay, I guess that's it.
Just smile, everybody. Be happy.
I forgot CABC, my old club president. Come on up,
Okay, I'm just here to help, so that's okay. Thank you.
Come on up.
Thank you.
Come on up. And then is there anybody from the Lions Club? Yvonne? Where's Yvonne? Yvonne, come on up. Yvonne, I don't want. Once in a lifetime, we're gonna get these elected officials. Get us straight here, Chinatown.
Okay, welcome Chinatown. Okay, thank you.
Wait. One, two, three. Cheese. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, we're all good.
Thank you so much for the Lion Dance Meets Group, Norman Lau, all the middle and high school volunteers. They teach for free. Okay, at this moment, we would like to introduce everybody to the current president of Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association, Mr. Ko Chan, the president. I'd like to say a few words.
You can see by we can take turns.
This is yours.
This is my seat. I put it over there.
Sure, you can take it. You take it right now. No worries. I would wrap it up.
Thank you. Sorry for that.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this town hall meeting hosted by the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association in collaboration with SFPD and Golden Eagle Club. It's wonderful to see so many members of our community here. Today, here, ready to engage in meaningful dialogue with our city officials. First, I'd like to thank Mayor London Breed, Police Chief Bill Scott, District Attorney Brooke Jenkins, and City Attorney David Chiu for taking the time to be here this morning. Your commitment to open communication and transparency is greatly appreciated. I also like to acknowledge the citizens present. Your participation is vital to the safety and prosperity of our community. Being the first time held in Chinatown, the goal of this town hall meeting is to foster an open, respectful, and productive conversation about the issues that matter most to our community. Whether it's public safety, drug abuse, homelessness, or any other topic, this is your chance to state your thoughts, ask questions, and hear directly from our city officials. We hope this meeting will help us understand how the city government deals with the problem that we all face every day in San Francisco. 各位市府官員、街坊、朋友，大家上午好，歡迎大家出席今日呢一場由中華總會館、華英會同埋舊金山區聯盟共同主辦嘅市政會議。好高興睇到咁多街坊同埋社區朋友參與呢一場同市府官員互動嘅答問大會。我首先代表中華總會館感謝布里德市長、司法警察局長、謝安賢地檢官、邱信福市府檢察長喺百忙中抽空到呢度解答市民所關心嘅市政問題，同時亦都感謝各位街坊同埋社區朋友嘅積極參與，因為你哋嘅參與將有助社區嘅繁榮同埋安定。作為第一次喺華埠舉辦呢樣性質嘅事情答問會，佢嘅目的係要助長一個坦誠同埋具建設性嘅對話，嚟解決我哋社區所面對嘅一啲重要問題，無論係公眾安全、藥物濫用、無家流浪或者其他嘅社會問題。大家將有機會喺呢個市政會議上提出你嘅睇法、發問，同埋直接聽到市府官員作出嘅解答。我哋希望呢一場會議將有助我哋理解三藩市政府如何處理我哋每日所面對嘅社會問題。多謝大家。
Hey, thank you very much, Presiding President from Young Wong, Kerwin Chan, for doing representing 中华总会馆的中东的委员. So representing Roger Louis, who cannot be here today. So at this time, we're going to give it up to our city attorney to since he's here and then say, I guess, remarks. Please join us.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank all of you for coming to this historic moment. And of course, I want to thank our many hosts, but starting with CCBA and our Chinese Benevolent Associations, SFPD, Hua Ying, the many community-based organizations that are doing such important work and are hosting this historic gathering here in the oldest Chinatown in America, to talk about one of the most important topics that are facing our community, and that is public safety. I'm also delighted to be here with some of our incredible public servants, our District Attorney Brooke Jenkins, our Police Chief Bill Scott. We're going to be joined soon by Mayor Breed. But let me say, as your city attorney, I am their civil lawyer, and in that regard, we have worked so closely together to make sure that we are fighting for public safety in our community. 2.5 years ago, the former district attorney of San Francisco was sued by an Asian victim of crime. And I had to defend that lawsuit. And in the intervening months, I worked very closely with Mayor Breed, with Chief Scott, and then our newly appointed district attorney. For months, we worked on a new protocol to align what all of our different offices were doing to address anti-Asian people. And I like to think that because of that work, that has been responsible for helping to drop the number of incidents that we are seeing in our community. But that being said, we are here because we know we have so much more work to do. There's translate this happening simultaneously. Oh, it's on the screen, so you don't actually need to translate, which is amazing. Technology. One thing I will tell you is our office, we are obviously not involved in the day-to-day work when it comes to criminal justice reform, and because of that, that is why you have the evasive officials here to talk about that. But our office does pursue gun violence restraining orders. We pursue petitions for individuals in our streets who are suffering from mental health issues. We are defending the ability of San Francisco to address homeless encampments. There's a lot of work that we do that is related to public safety, but that is not the topic of today. We're here to hear from our mayor, our DA, our police chief on what work they are doing and what work we are going to do together to make things safe. And I just want to say in closing, we can't be safe unless we are all working together. Everyone here in this room. And the last thing I want to say is I just want to say a personal thank you to the men and women who wear the badges on our streets every day to keep us safe, to the members of our police department. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for the partnership with our community. We look forward to the work we're going to do to make sure that San Francisco, hopefully someday soon, becomes one of the safest cities in America. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, thank you very much. I want to also thank at this time, Wyoming President Jeffrey Lee. Please stand, Jeffrey. Along with Dennis Wu, who cannot be here today. He put this forward about 3 months ago. And then he asked CCBA if we could host it here, making sure that the San Francisco Police Chief was available, the San Francisco District Attorney was available, and then the Mayor, London Breed, was available today. So thank you very much. Jeff, you want to say a few opening remarks?
Thank you, everybody. And let's give him a giant applaud for SF Police Commissioner Larry Yee, also on the board of CCBA. He's done a fantastic job. We've learned a lot in the few days that we first started doing any of this. But thank you so much. And I want to thank all the volunteers, entire community of Chinatown, and also Bay Area folks that came out. And also we're on broad live stream. Thanks to Ding Ding TV, Diana Ding, she's standing right there, and her crew. And we also want to give special thanks to the media, SF Standard, Tsingtao World Journal, UTV, and also, that's it, yeah. Okay, I think we covered everybody. So without further ado, we've already introduced Kevin Chan, the current president of CCBA. I'd like to also introduce Leon Chow, who is our technical, internet, and official interpreter. He's standing right there. So give a big thanks. We have human technology, so we don't even need a translator. Yeah, and it's free. Okay, so also I'd like to give special thanks to Esther Tang. Oh, she's also one of our translators here. Esther, thank you so much. Esther, you did that.
She's the intern that's learning this and will be channeling, I guess, Leon Chow. And maybe we're going to bring it to the police department and the district attorney and throughout the city services.
I'd like to take this time to acknowledge and honor two of the victims. One is Matana Ratanapakdi. Please stand up and make yourself known to everybody. She was the victim. Her father, Vicha, about 3 years ago, was pushed down in front of their, somewhere in their neighborhood, or close by their residence. And the court case is still pending. And that's one of the questions we're going to address to the officials. Why is it taking so long? Okay, thank you. And there's Susanna Yi. Sasana Yi. Oh, is she here? Okay, anyway, so Sasana Yi, welcome, first of all, our Honorable Mayor, Leonard Reed. Okay, we're going to start the program now, since it's going to be late for a few minutes. We're going to open up San Francisco Commissioner. He's going to field the questions from the crowd.
Before we open up to the questions to the crowd,
One final note. A lot of people didn't know when they came in the entrance, there are blank index cards that you can write a question so that the mayor, DA, or chief can answer. So if you'd like to write in any questions, please step up to the front desk and write a question. It's really critical that you ask these questions today. Thank you.
hey, thank you very much there, Secretary Lee. Before we begin the answer the question session, we'd like to give our panel speakers today an opportunity to say a few words, opening remarks. So again, this is a town hall meeting. I think this is the first in San Francisco Chinatown where the mayor, district attorney, and the police chief joined by city attorney to speak on the issues that are most important to our community. So with that, Mayor London Brady, you're first up.
Thank you. Hello? I got home? Hi, everyone. It's great to be here with each and every one of you. I'm San Francisco Mayor London Breed, and it's also wonderful to see such a large turnout here on a Saturday morning, a beautiful Saturday morning in San Francisco. I look forward to discussing all of course, the challenges, but I'm also really grateful to be here with our district attorney from Jenkins, our police chief, Bill Scott, and so many other folks who help to impact public safety here in San Francisco. I know that over the years, we've been through a lot of challenges, and I'm really proud of the work that we've done to invest in our senior escort program, in particular, 2,500 seniors that have been assisted with over 32,000 hours. I'm also grateful for our ambassador programs and the work that they do in various communities in order to ensure public safety. We've seen a large decline in crime in our city. And I know the numbers mean nothing if you don't feel safe or if something happens to you. So we are here because we know how important public safety is to this community. And more importantly, we are here to continue to work hand in hand to ensure that we are making the right decisions, the right investments, and we are keeping people in our communities all over San Francisco safe. So I'm really honored to be here with all of you today. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
我真係好歡迎咧嚟到咧係香港嘅居民同埋三藩市區居民見面啦，亦都好感謝咧地檢官啦同埋警察局局長司格一路以嚟同我合作啦。咁我哋亦都深明咧過去幾年咧亦都係有我哋面對咗唔同嘅安全嘅困難啦，咁同埋挑戰啦，咁亦都係啦，咁亦都我哋會係繼續咧係到去係投放一啲重要嘅資源啦，例如一啲輔導服務啦，同埋不同嘅大使嘅計劃嘅。 咁亦都咧好今日亦都係咧，佢會繼續咧去同我哋嘅社區啦，同埋咁多位嘉賓咧喺度討論咧，我哋
让它在上面，它英文的时候上面就出现了。
Hey, thank you very much. There,
你让他们看到没？
next up, we're gonna
说话的最
ask
边，
our
这边
district
的光头。
attorney, Brooke Jenkins, to say a few opening remarks. It's getting translated.
So good morning, everyone. I'm San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins, and I am honored as well to be here this morning to discuss what I know is a very, very critical topic to this community, which is public safety.
係啦，咁啊，同大家講聲早晨先啦。我係地檢官謝安儀啊，今日好高興咧喺度係獲得邀請啦嚟呢度嘅。咁我希望喺今日咧同你討論一個非常之重要嘅話題嘅。
When I took over as district attorney going on 2 years ago, I committed to you that we would do everything we could to address not only the property crimes that were going on in this community and others, but also the amount of violence against our Asian community, specifically our Asian seniors, to make sure that people understood that you would be arrested and that my office would make sure that there were swift consequences for those actions.
咁我喺我2年前咧係接任呢個嘅辦公室嘅時候咧，我同大家承諾過咧，我係專注呢個嘅打擊罪案嘅，不單止係話係嘅財物嘅盜竊嘅案件咧，尤其是對我哋嘅亞裔嘅社區一啲嘅暴力嘅傷害咧，我係會係致力去打擊嘅，亦確保咧就係話呢啲嘅犯人啊係受到繩之於法嘅。
Since then, I've been able to form a very strong partnership with Chief Scott as well as Mayor Breed to make sure that these were the issues that were on the top of the list that we had to address and deal with in this city. And so we have been working very hard to make sure that we address each and every concern that everyone around San Francisco has to make sure that we get our city to where we need it to be. And I know that there is still a ways to go, but we are committed to seeing this through and to never letting go of the goal of public safety for everyone in this city.
咁自從當時開始咧，我已經同市長啦、倫敦布里德啦，同埋三藩市警察局長司法咧係緊密合作嘅，希望咧能夠確保一個嘅安全嘅社區嘅。咁我哋咧係做咗好多工作，咁但係咧呢個工作咧係仲未完成嘅。咁我哋會繼續努力啦，係繼續係打擊罪案同埋係保障大家嘅安全嘅。
I also just want to take a moment to thank so many of you that I see in the room this morning who have been partners along this road in being a voice for this community and making sure that we understood what people's concerns were and how we can work together to solve them. And so I thank all of you and I look forward to answering all the questions that you have this morning.
咁亦都好多謝大家今日到嚟啦，能夠發聲嘅，能夠令到我哋知道咧你哋關心嘅話題，咁亦都係咧，我好希望咧能夠解答到大家嘅疑問嘅。
Hey, thank you very much, Leslie. Next, I'm gonna bring up one of the most important persons in the city of San Francisco, and it's our police chief, William Scott.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have Officer Wing here to translate. Good morning. So I just want to, I'm going to be brief. I know you all have a lot of questions, but I just want to say a couple of things about where we are now compared to the past. And I want to talk about how we are turning the corner in San Francisco on fighting crime and safety of the city, and really the same leadership, partnership, collaboration, and the work of these officers that you see around the room and out in the field right now. So this time last year, actually before that, we started to push on initiatives led by Mayor Breed. One of them that is really important that I want to mention real quickly is our ability to use technology in cameras. About 3 years ago or so, we had the Union Square horrific looting incident. Our mayor started to push on legislation or changing the city admin code so we have access to cameras. I'm sorry about that.
Hello， 我係陸景喺中人區嘅三藩市警局隊。我嘅中文冇佢哋兩個咁好，但係我盡量啦。應該係我哋嘅警察局長 Chief Scott， 佢話咧多謝大家過嚟參加呢個會議。會議有幾樣嘢想講啲合作同警察啦同公眾咧係好重要嘅。佢想講上年咧係有件事係好多人喺啲百貨公司偷嘢啊、搶嘢、打劫啊、搶嘢。佢想話而家會有同啲攝影機有合作去睇嗰啲錄影。
So around the same time, or a little bit after that, our mayor then appointed our district attorney, Jenkins. And it has totally changed the landscape of how we do policing in this city because the partnership and partnership between the district attorney and me, the partnership between the district attorney's office and the police department is better than it's been to anybody's memory who's been around here for. And then budgetary support. So it's no secret that we are about 500 officers short. And to bridge the gap, to make up the difference, we have to have officers working overtime. A lot of the things that we do to fight crime is really on overtime. And so again, through leadership, through pushing, we have gotten the support for the budget that we needed to bridge that gap. And this has made a world of difference in the
佢話我哋嘅警察局咧，而家係有少咗500個警察嘅。而家喺警察局嗰啲警員咧係成日都係做 OT 啊，做到死嘅。同埋佢佢話啲 budget 嗰啲咧係好幫手請新嘅警察。
So I'm going to wrap this up by saying here are the outcomes of what those things mean to the crimes that affect us all. Affect some of our elders, that affect street crimes, the robberies, the car break-ins, the things that we have been challenged with. So because of all the support and because of your support, we've seen car break-ins 53% lower than they were a year ago, almost more than half. And this area led by Captain Kim is leading the charge on the reduction of car break-ins. So I want to give him thanks in his office.
話啲 Captain Kim 咧，呢個係我哋嘅中洋區嘅局長咧，佢係幫手有好多車打車嘅玻璃咧，係少咗51成嘅
Street robberies are down almost 20%. In this community and every community in San Francisco, that's a problem that we've been struggling with. So again, leadership and support. We now have the use of cameras. We have a camera system in the city, clock cameras, where we are, by the end of this year, we will have 400 cameras around the city with license plate readers.
佢想話話嗰啲搶劫啊、打劫嗰啲事件咧，今年咧佢會年尾咧會有400個新嘅攝影機可以
And we now, thanks to leadership, we have the use of drones. We're just starting our drone program. So thank you. Yes.
同埋今年咧會開始一個部門咧係嗰啲攝影機可以飛同埋睇到。
So what that has done for us is we are arresting people that we probably wouldn't have caught before, and we're doing it quickly. And the beautiful part about this is when we arrest them, we have this attorney that's prosecuting them and winning in these trials. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what the criminal justice system is supposed to look like, and it's only going to get better from here. You know, we haven't solved all the problems. We still have victims out there, and any one victim is too many. But things have turned around for the city in terms of policing, and we see a bright future in terms of where this is going to be. And lastly, with the help of the city attorney as well, what we've done to disrupt this drug market in our city, leadership, support, prosecution, collaboration. Our city attorney is sending city attorneys. We're getting ordinances so we can shut down problematic, or at least restrict the hours of problematic business. That just passed this week. And these are the type of things that we need that has led to over 3,000 arrests of drug suspects over the last year. Over 3,000 arrests, almost unprecedented. That hasn't happened in a long time. And again, that's because of real support, leadership, and government.
啲攝影機咧係好幫到佢好快接觸啲罪人犯啊可以好快拉到佢，跟住啲 地點會幫手去罪犯。同埋佢好最後咧係毒品啦，喺 Square 啊 Market 嗰啲咧有好多毒品。佢今年咧係拉咗30人嚟，好第一次㗎。今年
找到那个女孩让她来，
然后
我帮她当面介紹俾你，我覺得這樣更好，讓她們來。我沒有她的微信。
Thank you very much. You know, we're coming in with quite a few questions here. So we got, we'll start off with a great mayor here, London Breed. As you know, Chinatown, the business community is asking about after hours because there's not enough
我叫
business
啥名字？我应该找得到。
to sustain the business after hours.
叫他过来。
What are your thoughts and what do you see for the future of Chinatown and what has happened that you think can be pulled forward?
You mean more business in after hours?
Yes, because right now, after a certain time in the evening, Chinatown business is pretty much shut down. So just your thoughts on what you see?
Well, what I've noticed at night in Chinatown is nightlife is starting to come to life because of places like the Lion's Den, and people are coming to Chinatown, but we've had, unfortunately, a few incidents at nighttime, vandalism and other issues that has required that we bring in additional support from law enforcement because our ambassadors are not necessarily working at nighttime. We would be open to, I know there's a number of different business leaders who have different suggestions about what they want to see. We'd be open to working with a number of business leaders to decide whether or not they are interested in doing night activations with businesses besides the already night market, which, by the way, the night market has been pretty extraordinary. And in fact, you know, people are coming from all over the city, not just for the night market here in Chinatown, but also in the Sunset neighborhood. And we also have had First Thursdays and other activations in the downtown area. So we are making investments to provide opportunities for people to come and to come out at the nighttime hours. But I also would like to understand more from the business community as to what they want to see on a regular basis. Because I would love to see businesses opened after 5 o'clock, after 6 o'clock, into the wee hours of the evening. It makes for a more vibrant, a more attractive, and a more safe community.
咁我哋跟住咧，咁我哋都明白啦。咁呢幾年遇到困難啦，咁亦都咧最近咧亦都見由於華埠區內一啲酒吧啦、夜市啦，亦都見到多咗人流咧，夜晚會嚟到去華埠嘅，好似例如拉一聲咁樣咯。咁亦都咧，亦都明白咧，過往咧亦都有啲一啲安全嘅挑戰啦，例如一啲破壞啦，或者咁亦都咧好明白啦。咁我哋警隊啦、警部咧，因此咧都需要啦係更多嘅資源嘅。咁呢幾年咧亦都係投放咗啲資源啦喺區市內唔同嘅地方咧，就係有一啲夜市啦。咁例如係downtown啦，或者係華埠自己呢度亦都係有一個夜市啦。咁係吸引咗數千上萬嘅唔淨止華埠居民啦，或者唔淨止三藩市居民，有啲三藩市以外居民嘅。咁亦都明白咧，在座啦同埋華埠入邊亦都有好多商戶嘅領袖啦、商人嘅領袖啦，亦都咧好希望咧佢哋咧都可以啦係繼續討論啦，究竟咧社區係希望咧喺華埠見到入邊有啲乜嘢改變啦。咁亦都提到啦，就係佢自己個人亦都希望咧可以啦係能夠啦見到更多嘅店鋪啦，可以咧係延長佢哋嘅夜晚嘅營業服務嘅。
Thank you very much, but we have a few more questions for you. Regards to homelessness in the city of Chinatown, just want to see where we are at in homelessness and going forward.
Well, in regards to homelessness, we've made extraordinary gains. In fact, we've helped over 15,000 people exit homelessness since I've been mayor. And we've seen street encampments and those sort of numbers go down. More recently, we've seen an increase in homelessness in our point in time count, and that is because sheltered homelessness has gone up. We've increased our shelter capacity to get people off the streets and indoors by over 60%. So that's one of the reasons why we've seen our homeless numbers go up, because we're getting people into shelter. I know specifically the people in Chinatown, especially one person in particular, who is very much refusing to accept services, who is very peaceful, but also refusing to accept services. I will tell you, the good news is we are seeing a number of policies on the state level that have been passed, which would give us the ability to force someone indoors and to force them into treatment. And let me explain. So before, we didn't have this law. January 1st of this year, a conservatorship law has passed that will give us the ability for those struggling with mental illness to get those people through a process where we can actually make decisions for them, because they clearly cannot make decisions for themselves. Secondly, because the voters passed Proposition 1, 1A1, I think it was, this recent past election, we'll be getting millions of dollars in additional resources for behavioral health beds. So I'm really excited about the future and what this means for those who are refusing to accept our services. When we go out onto the streets to try and get someone to commit to coming indoors, about 30% of the people accept our offer, about 60% say no, and about 10% people are already housed. So we are definitely running into some real challenges, but I believe in force. I want to get people off the streets. I don't think that it's okay that they should be able to just live on the streets when we know they are struggling sometimes with addiction or mental illness. And we will have more tools. We're already preparing those additional tools to conserve people to make decisions for those people who cannot make decisions for themselves.
Well, thank you very much, I know there's a lot of other questions regards to parking and in the business community regarding the permits that's coming up or violation. But I'm going to just go straight to the last election, the March election, regarding Proposition E and Proposition F. Where are we, and what does it mean for us in our community and for all those people that supported it? Thank you.
Okay. So is everyone able to read?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good? Are we good? Okay. So with Proposition, I'll start with Proposition F. So I work with people who are struggling with addiction, who are in recovery, who wanted to see our city go further for those who are using drugs on the streets of San Francisco and selling drugs. First of all, we have made the decision to arrest not just drug dealers, but to arrest drug dealers. And Chief Scott talked about how we've made over 3,000 arrests. 858 of those arrests are people who have had outstanding warrants, not just in San Francisco, but all over. So we are making extraordinary gains. Prop F helps us to go a bit further. If you want to get money from the city and you struggle with addiction, you have to be in treatment. Otherwise, we will cut your money off. And so we are in the process of completing all that we need to build the infrastructure and the support to begin on day one in January of 2025, implementing that program. But we are seeing a lot more people who are accepting treatment and accepting help than we have in a very long time, because they know this is coming down the pipeline. Our goal is to stop drug tourism. And so Proposition F was an important part of doing that. The Proposition E, which we put on the ballot, which I put on the ballot, is really, there's a lot of different things that it does, but it allows us to use 21st century technology in order to help combat crime. So we will be able to put up, and the chief is working on this and can probably talk a little bit more about it, but surveillance technology in neighborhoods. It's not about facial recognition, but it is an opportunity for us to help do investigations and to stop crimes before they happen. The other thing is drone technology. So you know how Los Angeles has helicopters when they're following people around LA? San Francisco will have drone technology so that when crimes are committed, the sideshows, all these different things will have the ability to see what's going on and to make arrests. And in fact, the chief talked a little bit about our license plate readers. So we have 400 license plate readers going up. We have a little bit over 100 already, and they are leading to fast arrests. In fact, there was a rape that was committed in another city. We made the arrest in San Francisco because of our license plate readers. Retail theft operations, arrests made. Robbery, arrests made within sometimes hours. Stolen cars. This technology is a game changer for public safety because let's be honest, people have been talking about police officers from every corner for decades. And so we put out ambassadors in neighborhoods. We are trying to do alternatives for policing so our officers can focus on doing the most important issues around public safety. But this technology that we're using and will continue to expand upon is going to make San Francisco even more safer. It is extremely exciting and what that's going to mean for public safety in the city. And I'm looking forward to doing even more. We are already seeing some of the work we've done pay off.
Thank you very much. We'll move over to the police and district attorney. And here's the first question I got. How will you address the issue of hate crimes? Either starting with district attorney, then we'll come to the chief.
Yeah, so with respect to hate crimes, we have always had a designated hate crimes prosecutor. I actually used to be that designated hate crimes prosecutor many years ago. But something that I changed when I took over the office was that I felt that we needed a special unit to handle the cases that were happening. And so I started something called the Vulnerable Victims Unit. And that unit, led by Chief Nancy Tung in my office, is responsible for handling any attack, physical attack, both assault, robbery, any type of violent crime against our seniors. Because I knew that whether or not we were able to prove a hate crime, we still had to have special attention given to crimes that were happening against our most vulnerable. And I know that we were seeing that happen in large numbers at the time that I took over. And so we are doing everything that we can, one, to work with the community to educate everyone on what a hate crime is, what it means that we have to prove if we are looking to charge a hate crime, but also what the difference between a hate crime and a hate incident is, and the distinction between something that is hateful but not criminal and something that is hateful but does cross the line of being a hate crime. And so we worked really hard, our victim services unit, to go around the city and to educate our seniors on what a hate crime is, how to report a hate crime, so that we have the necessary evidence when something does happen to make sure that we have hopefully the chance to charge that hate crime. But even if we cannot charge that additional enhancement, we will still charge whatever crime happens and make sure that that person suffers a consequence for it. And so again, a part of this is education for the public on what a hate crime is and on how to report, and then working with the police department and other law enforcement to ensure that we have every bit of evidence that they can gather so that we have the best opportunity to charge the crime as well as any enhancements that we can.
Thank you very much. Please regarding the translation. We're going to go with our new AI technology by Leon. I know it's not 100%, but it's pretty good. So then maybe you can continue on maybe later on after. Ask the chief the same question. What can we do there on, is there a hate crime on the rise or where are we at?
So far this year, hate crimes compared to this time last year down. And that's a good thing. So for us, it's working. First of all, for us, it's arresting the people that commit these crimes. That's the first thing that we want to do. We want to make the arrest. investigate and arrest. The other thing that's really, really important is not just the district attorney and himself. Hate crimes have to be addressed by the community because there's the thing about hate crimes is we have to stand up to it. We have to make sure that people understand that this city will not tolerate it. And when we make an arrest, that's even better, showing people that we don't tolerate it. But even if we don't, we have to stand up and make a stand against hate. We have to. And what I mean by this is we have to support victims and their families. The district attorney's office does that, the mayor and her staff, her office does that, and the police department. We all have resources to support because these crimes are not only terrible for the victims, they're terrible for our city. They are, and they've always been. So we're down a little bit from where we were last year. We're down significantly from where we were 3 years ago, and things were really, really high. But we have a long way to go. And then the last thing that I'll say is we work with our federal partners. If we have a hate crime that rises to a federal level of crime, the FBI is a great partner. Our local special agent in charge, Robert Tripp, and his team is a great partner, and we go out and we work together on this kind of thing. We haven't had any that has risen to federal prosecution, but if that were occurred, what were to occur, we do have with our local partners. So that's really our step. And we're going to keep doing what we can to communicate to the people that it's really at any level of community.
Hey, thank you very much, Chief Scott. Can I ask our district attorney,
I know that the AI is doing a great job. Just want to clarify one thing. Yeah, very quick. 係啦，我知道呢家做得好好啊，即係想係講一樣嘢啫嚇。咁啊，我哋嘅有個弱勢受害人嘅輔導小組嘅就係由康曉慧地檢官家先生去主導嘅。咁同埋咧，大家講到呢個仇恨罪行咧，就話有啲嘅仇恨嘅行為咧，未必係犯法嚇。咁如果仇恨嘅行為犯法嘅咧，我哋當然會檢控啦。咁就算個仇恨嘅行為係唔係犯法咧，我哋仍然去檢控嗰啲其他嘅犯法嘅行為嘅，包括係襲擊啲長者嘅。多謝大家。
Chief Scott, I guess there's some, I guess recently we had a, violent attack in the morning, and then just wanted to see what updates are there any updates in Chinatown. I guess many of them saw it in video, so that's see if you have anything to update.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Lee. So that investigation is still ongoing, and again, we do have video. But I want to talk about our policy on video, how we use it, what we release, what we don't release, because I know that has been of interest to the public. So our investigators, when they have a crime that they're investigating, and they have video, there's different ways that we get video. We might get video from the public. A lot of people have cell phones. They take a video of the cell phone and they give it to our investigators. Now, sometimes those videos that are owned by whoever owns the phone make their way to the public, either through social media or through the media. I just wanted to clarify what our policy is. We can't control what people do with their videos. If they made it to the news, we'd rather not in the middle of an open investigation or put things out unless we need to put it out to aid in that investigation community. If it became a case, it can cause problems. But we can't control what people do with their own videos. Videos that we have, like from our cameras or cameras that we have access to that nobody else has access to. We generally will not release them during an open investigation. We generally will not. There are some exceptions, like if we run out of all these and we need the public's help to identify a person of interest. We just saw that last week on the hate crime case where we had video of a person of interest. We put that information out to the public because we need to identify that person to determine whether or not or what we could do with that information. So in that case, we will put out a video, but generally we don't. Our body-worn camera videos there's three. Our body worn camera videos are accessible to the public except for three different exceptions. Number one, if the release of the video will put somebody's life in danger, we won't release it. Number two, if it's against the law. For instance, we cannot release images of juveniles or certain types of crime. So we won't release those. And number three, if the release of that video will jeopardize the investigation or the prosecution, we will not release it. Otherwise, people can submit public records act requests and we will release. I know we get that question a lot, and it can be frustrating because people want to see the video. I mean, we're in a video world right now, but sometimes it's not in the best interest of the victims, of the case, of the prosecution to do that. So we do everything we can to be thoughtful about that and be sensitive to what the community is asking for, but we have to balance that with our ultimate goal to bring these people that commit crimes to justice and get justice to the families that are victims. So that's our policy on the release of video.
Thank you very much, Chief. There was a question in regards to the rise of crime, and I think we should answer it regarding giving out the photos of suspects, because it's by law, you're not supposed to do that. If it's against fear of prosecution, district attorney was working wrong. Also, reporting data from the police department is you can get the 96A report on there and break it down by race, the crime being committed. So for that, you can contact me afterwards, but I guess we're limited time. This is for the mayor. I know you're short on time. Chinese community and the business community throughout the whole city, especially the Hispanic community, is asking, they need assistance for war support. This is what I'm saying. Unity and what's your thoughts? Probably be the closest. Well, we didn't close.
Okay. Well, first of all, I talked a little bit about what we've done in some of my opening remarks. More specifically, especially when we saw, as the pandemic took shape, we saw a significant rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, not just in San Francisco, but throughout the country. And so fortunately for us, we have some amazing organizations like Self-Help for the Elderly, Community Youth Centers, the Street Violence Intervention Program. And we came together and made some investments rapidly. So first of all, our senior escort program, so that any senior can get someone to pick them up or to take public transportation with them or what have you in order to run errands around the city. And look, I know a lot of seniors want to be very independent, so I respect that, but we want to make sure that you have someone if you need it. We've helped over 2,500 seniors with 32,000 hours of support, and it's been incredible. The other thing is we invested resources into we have ambassador programs, but we added some additional ambassador programs, including one in which CYC, Community Youth Center, they have people who speak Cantonese. The Street Violence Intervention Program, they in fact used to respond to a lot of gun violence. Gun violence is down considerably. So we pivoted to use these two organizations to partner together and to patrol neighborhoods where there are commercial corridors in order to be that safety net for community. Those are just two examples of things that we've done. But we are doing more by providing victim services office that is targeted at working with community directly and ensuring that people know if something happens, they have a direct line to report it. And the other thing that I'm really excited about is finally, as we start to staff up the police department, we have more beat officers in neighborhoods. We have retired police officers as ambassadors in neighborhoods. So our goal is to do everything we can with people and capacity, but the other side is technology is going to be a tremendous benefit to helping us to address a lot of these issues. I'm looking forward to seeing real change. And I believe in some of my more recent conversations with a number of merchants, with a number of community members, they said, you know what, it's changed, it's getting better. And that is what we want to hear. Of course, we want it to be better to the point where, you know, a town hall like this is not necessary, but we are not letting up. People are being held accountable. They know San Francisco is not the place that you can get away with anything. It took us a while to get to this point, but we had to change state laws. We had to change local laws. Even the laws that I changed with F and E, I had to go to the ballot because I couldn't get it passed at the Board of Supervisors or the Police Commission. So we've had to spend a lot of time dealing with and deconstructing the bureaucracy to get to a place where the work that we're doing, the investments we're making, is finally starting to work. And it's why you are starting to feel and see the difference. I'm really excited about what it means for public safety in San Francisco. And I look forward to our continued working relationship to ensure that we continue to improve public safety for everyone.
Regards to the BBI, I guess some of the violations that they issue out throughout the city, but in particular in Chinatown, regards to the awning, the signs, and now the roll-up gates. So this is a brief remark.
Well, this is not brief, I'm sorry, Commissioner. So regarding first of all, there was a lawsuit a couple of years back against a number of businesses in Chinatown because of wheelchair and disability accessibility. And so the first thing I did with our City Administrator, Carmen Chu, is we came into this community, we worked with the Chinese Chamber of Commerce and other merchants to help mitigate some of those problems, because these are businesses, as you all know, that already existed. It's too dense of a neighborhood to make significant changes. So we work together to resolve so many of those issues and to invest resources into helping businesses get as compliant as they can. So I'm really proud of that work to deal with ADA access. And then we were hit with another, complaint about awning. And the awning was already there probably even before I was born. And so what we did is we changed our laws to grandfather in the existing awnings that are already up in San Francisco. And then us as a city working with businesses, if they wanted to make changes, that is something we also did. And so that no longer is the issue that it once was. As far as the roll-up, you asked me about all the stuff. I told you it wasn't a quick answer.
I'm getting my ears twisted by my community leaders.
As far as the roll-up gates, we are doing something very similar to what we did with the awning, because again, these are roll-up gates that are about safety, protecting businesses, and we want to make sure that we grandfather those in as well. We know that the city is notorious for saying, no, you can't do something, or making it hard for you to do business. We don't have the luxury to be that kind of city. We have to be a city that gets to yes. And that means we can't just say we support our small businesses and then make it difficult for them to do business. We have to make those investments and make those changes, and that's what we do when these problems come up. The other thing I want to talk about as it relates to small business, because I know we have people from the small business community here. I am very proud that we have, with Katie Tang as the director of the Small Business Commission, we got rid of over 100 requirements. Please don't ask me what they are, but it's a lot, because the city has piled up over the years what you can't do. So getting rid of all of these different things so that you can do more than just what your business is. If you have a travel agency, you can sell other goods and services in your business. If you want to bring in a pool table, a ping pong table, or some other recreational activity, we are making it easier for you not to just do the one thing that you're permitted to do. We are making it easier for you to generate the money necessary to cover your business. We also have a program called First Year Free. So anyone who wants to open a new business or a second location anywhere, all city fees are waived for the first year. Almost 7,000 small businesses. Almost 7,000 small businesses have taken advantage of this. So if those of you who are here who are business owners and want to take advantage of this, it's an extraordinary opportunity. My goal is to get to yes, to make it easier. So a lot of the issues that you're talking about have either already been resolved or are on their way to being resolved as we speak.
Thank you, Mayor Bree. Oh my God, I won't get my ears twisted. Regard to our crime rates in San Francisco, I just want to report because I sit through the commission with the chief, and it's down 30% from previous year, maybe for the last 10 years. And it's not getting reported, so we're gonna report it here. We live stream and let everybody know. And if you wanna, take a look at the data, please go to the San Francisco Police Department website. I just wanna ask the district attorney, regard to the crime in San Francisco and your part of making it safe for us. What's been effective? And also, whether the victims have any recourse or assistance from the district attorney.
Yes, so, we have come, like I said, a long way, since July of 2022. So next month will make 2 years since Mayor Breed appointed me as district attorney. And as I said, we've been working very hard together. And I think that the word together is what I want to emphasize this morning, because for many decades, the police department and the district attorney's office were not functioning partners. They did not work together. The police chief and the former DAs, former police chiefs and former DAs wouldn't even have the time to sit down at the same table and in the same room. And we've had similar issues with my office and the previous mayor's office. And so this is the first time in most people's recent memory that we have a mayor, a district attorney, and a police chief who are on the same page about where the city needs to go as far as safety, and who are willing to come together and maybe not even always agree, but work towards solutions for this city. And for that reason, I believe we have been able to make the progress that we have. When we talk about a 30% reduction in crime across the board, that is highly significant, especially when you compare San Francisco to other neighboring counties right now. When you look across the bay at Alameda County, crime is going up, not down. And so that means that it's about what we are doing here to address the most pressing issues: drug dealing, retail theft, violence against our seniors, car break-ins. We have decided that we have joint priorities that we want to address and that we're willing to commit resources to address. And so that is why I believe we've seen so much progress. Again, none of us believe we are where we need to be at overall. We are going to continue to press forward. We're going to continue to find different avenues for additional tools that we can use to investigate crime, to catch those who are committing crime. And each and every day, my office is committed to making sure that when we walk into a courtroom with a new case, that we ensure that there's the appropriate form of accountability for each person that commits a crime in this city. And that, too, is what is significant. We can't just arrest someone and then not give them any consequence. They have to have accountability so that they understand, one, that they can't do that here, but two, hopefully, the form of accountability that we give them helps them turn their life around and make better choices. And so that is the goal. With respect to victim services, yes, if you are a victim of a violent crime in particular, my office has a victim services unit that is committed, and their sole job is to make sure that we connect you to resources, both to reimburse you if there has been some medical expenses or other certain types of expenses that the state is willing to reimburse for, but also to link you to mental health treatment or therapy or whatever it is that you need to make sure that you get the services that you need. We have a table right there in the back for our victim services unit. We have bilingual staff here today who speak Cantonese, and they will help you and give you information about what the services are that we provide.
Thank you very much for District Attorney for Jenkins. I also want to ask the police chief whether you have that service as well.
So we have a community liaison unit through our community engagement division. And through that unit, we connect our victims with services as well. This is on top of what the DA's office does, or whatever other services out there. We work very closely with CYC, and we even if an arrest is not made, we try to connect with services so they can get through this ordeal. Being a victim of crime, particularly violent crime and hate crime, is horrific. People need support, so that's why we put that unit on the map. That was an initiative that the mayor led in 2020, and we made it happen. So that unit has been very, very valuable in the community. We actually, statistically, I think there's been more outreach to Asian victims than any other demographic. So we definitely are there to support our victims.
Yeah, thank you very much, Police Chief. I have one more question. It's centered around public safety in the school sites, and what's some of the programs you have for, I guess, men and parents here, have the kids going to school, and I guess, police, duties and responsibilities here.
I'll start off. Just from the policing part of this. So we no longer have school resource officers in schools, unfortunately. So that doesn't mean that we don't work in schools. We do. Captains and captain staffs and lieutenants and sergeants, they work with the principal of all the local schools. Hopefully one day we'll get back to the school resource officer program, but that hasn't happened yet. That's a decision for the school board. If there are like homeless encampments, drug dealing, things like that around the school, we try to address that really quickly. And it's really important to call as well as you see these things. No child should have to go to school and walk through that. We have some significant issues in some of our areas of town where we have to open their drug markets. If they are dealing by schools, we can ask the district attorney for enhancements that will increase with basically the accountability. But we want to get in front of, on top of any of those types of issues. So that's some of the work that we've mentioned here. The mayor has mentioned, I've mentioned, the district attorneys mentioned that we are doing. Also with the homeless issue and the encampments, we've worked with other city departments, the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing, the Department of Emergency Management, through our street outreach, through the homeless outreach. And we have officers assigned to HSOP, which is the Health and Street Operations Center. And that's all they do. And they are really good at what they do. I wish we had more, but they are really good at what they do. They got a lot of tents out of communities, and gotten a lot of people connected with housing for if they're committing crime. Yeah. So that's what those officers do, and that's something that has been very effective. We just need you to continue to report that. If you don't get to it before you report it, so we can make the progress.
Thank you very much, Chief William Scott. I know there's quite a few other questions regarding, but time is limited. So again, we thank the mayor of London Bridge for coming out, speaking to our Chinatown community. I think this is a first. It's the district attorney, Jenkins, with the police chief, William Scott. I thank again our great Christine Wu, along with his co-host Dennis Wu, is watching online. Joe, we got Zhong Weikun, representative, president, Kerwin Chan, and Sam Ming, my old president. Also, thank you, Mei Wu, Johannes, Steve. So, you want to do a closing remark, or you guys pretty much, just say a few. We'll give you, how you say it in debate, forensic. Yeah, 1 minute.
One minute. You guys know I'm a talker, right? Well, first of all, let me just thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's been a really hard time many of you know that when I became mayor, it was after the tragic death of Ed Lee, who I worked very closely with. And then the pandemic hit, and then we saw this explosion of crime, and we were overwhelmed as a city. And we did not have the appropriate policies in place to help us combat it. I am so grateful for the opportunity to work with our district attorney, Brooke Jenkins, and to work with our police chief. Because working together and being aggressive and making substantive changes is why we are where we are today. Why we are celebrating one of the lowest crime rates we've seen in over 10 years. It's why encampments are down. And in fact, when I came into office in 2018, encampments were 58% higher then. It's why we've been getting people off the street, making arrests, holding folks accountable, but not necessarily abandoning our values to try and help and uplift people in communities. It has been a very, very challenging time. And the reason why I want to stay the course and continue the aggressive changes that you all have seen is because the city is really starting to look and starting to feel better, because we are finally seeing that change from the hard work that we've done over the years. And it is only gonna get better. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here to share some of the work. It is not easy work. It is not you snap your fingers and you make, magic happen. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes collaboration, and it also takes making sure that the people we're expecting to do this work, the police officers, the ambassadors, the folks who are out in community, we have to support them too, because they're out there doing the hard work, and we have to make sure they have the tools that they need to be successful. Those tools are finally coming together. We're starting to see change, and I welcome the opportunity for us to continue to collaborate, to work together, so San Francisco is an even safer city for us and for future generations to come. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mayor Reed. I'd like to call our district attorney, Brooke Jenkins.
Thank you all for coming out. I remain committed to making sure that this is a safer San Francisco. I love my job. I love being an advocate for you and helping to elevate your community's voices, as well as the voices of every community across San Francisco when it comes to public safety. Because we know that public safety is not a privilege, it's a human right. We are all entitled to it. And so that is a fight that I feel so honored to fight with you. And I just want to say one thing, which is that I do not take for granted, and I hope you don't either, the commitment of the police department right now. And I know that we've gone through some rough times over the years with morale in both their department and in mine being very low. But we are at a time right now where I think both of our agencies feel tremendous support from the community. We thank you. But I hope that we get the opportunity to continue this work together, to stand alongside each other to fight for you. Because there's so much going around right now, but I know that I stand alongside of the chief of police who could not be a better partner in this work to provide safety to you all. So thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Brooke Jenkins. Call up our great police chief, William Scott. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So I want to thank Commissioner He as well, because we have had some challenges, and he has always been top of the list in terms of support. So thank you. I'm not going to repeat what Mayor Reed and Jenkins said. I would just say this. Through all those dark times that the mayor talked about, this community was always there. This community was ready to hold up. I heart SFPD signs. It was this community. I'm not saying that things have been perfect, but I just want to thank you all for always being here, because that really means a lot to us, about the officers that are doing the job, and that's how our morale gets better, because we have your support. So thank you for that. And then finally, I want to leave on this this on a positive note. One thing that I did mention, and we did mention about property that the mayor brought in, you know, we are short officers, but the other thing that Proposition E does is it has forced us to be more efficient with our time. And in about 2 weeks, there are 5 policies that are mandated by property that we changed in terms of reducing some of the excessive administrative burdens that our officers have to deal with. Those policies will go up to the commission around July 1st. They're written, they're ready to go, and that's the first step of many more. And we truly believe that when these policies get implemented, it will cut down on that. So officers, instead of having their computers at the station, will be in the field. And that's what our officers have been screaming for. The mayor's heard them, I've heard them, you've heard them. So let's just make sure that we keep these things going in this direction, because that is what is going to keep us going in the right direction. So again, I want to thank you, I want to thank the VA.
Also want to thank some of our, I guess, the Bay Area, or I'd say the Oakland Blue Angels for coming out here showing support for this. Because we have too many, you got to move. It takes a village for us to be safe, and then making sure that everyone here is very successful, and then continue to be safe, and then for us to say thank you. It's not that this Oakland the problem, it's not like San Francisco problem. We're all in this together. If we can make Oakland better, it'll be better in San Francisco. You just got to remember that. It's not just that it's Chinatown, it's throughout the whole city that we have to make it better for all. So it all comes back, as they say, we're stronger together as one. Stronger together as one. Okay, we're gonna take a photo out.
Yeah, a couple of announcements, please. First of all, thank you, Six Company, CCBA, our mayor, DA, chief, and San Francisco commissioner. I also want to recognize, honor. There's so many dignitaries here. It'll take me all day, so I'm sure you want to go. And I just want to mention to the general public, we have free surveillance cameras. If you're a merchant in Chinatown or any district here, there's a table out in the front left corner here. You can register for a free surveillance camera for your stores or restaurants, whatever. And also wanted to thank the Chinatown volunteer security troops that have been fighting for all of us for the last 2-3 years since the pandemic, and also the Blue Angels. So keep up the good work. We love all of you. We're safe, sound, and a prosperous new year.
I just forgot to say thank you for the So thank you, our host.
We're going to do a photo out, President Jeff Lee. Can everybody sit down?
Oh, by the way, there's a reception greet meet right after this, and there's food and drinks in the front lobby if you're hungry. So please join in and have a great time.
Hey, Sam, come on up, man. Hey, bring a chair. Lily, you're part of our Come on, see? Then can we have the police in the back? Joel, come on up, May. Anybody else from, hey, Mohammed?
这个可以关掉不上了。
Hey, Leon, are you still here? Take a picture.
等一下也行，稍等一下。
Can we get our PDs behind us?
Behind center.
PDs, community leaders, come on up there. Come on up. Come on up. Josephine, come on up. Josephine. Let's see. Again, everybody. Tina, you want to come up there? Tina? We got enough. Come on, Marlene.
Can you closer, please? Closer. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody here. One. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a safe Saturday.